talk about change because I think change was a major issue, a major reason why a lot of people in Web3, because the metaverse is a component of Web3, they experienced mass layoffs. And that kind of change isn't good for one's psyche. As soon as the next new shiny thing comes along. So, what is someone to do in that situation?
Of course, and it's never good for anyone's psyche when there's been tech layoffs. However, I do think within the technology space and within Web3 now, people are much more open to gaining a portfolio of experiences. So if we go back over the past 10 years of career building, we've always been obsessed with the history of our skill sets, with the history of our experience. Whereas Web3 is about the now, what we can gain in that experience right now, how we react to different situations. It's almost about the depth of how you get into a particular situation rather than I did this for 10 years or I have that skill set for 12 years or whatever it may be. So actually, even in the negativity of layoffs, and I can never underestimate the negativity around somebody losing their job. But in this particular space, it is about gaining that experience and being able to use that in a different environment and a different part of Web3. And it's something that in my 20 years worth of career within recruitment, I have never seen anything the way I've seen it this year with these layoffs, with people with Web3 skills who have gone on to build their own portfolio online and to document their experience of what's happened within their exposure to Web3, their situation when they were laid off, the work that they did whilst they were at home and laid off, and how that's actually then escalated their opportunities afterwards. And that's something truly unique that we just never ever saw 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago.
And right, and at the rate that everything is advancing, how frequently do you think one should be upskilling?
Oh, again, I love this question. Upskilling in Web3 is a matter of course. It's day in, day out. Everything is changing. And I think that's why it's a certain personality type that will really love Web3, someone who is hungry for that learning and that continual learning. And that's why I call it confident vulnerability. That ability to be able to look around and say, I don't know all the answers. I need to be constantly learning, because that isn't just learning a particular technology code skill set so that you can be the architect of the next blockchain, but it's also learning somebody's perspective and how they have felt as a user of a particular system, how they are interacting with somebody across the world and what that interaction has felt like and how successful that interaction has been. So realistically, speed of learning and that desire to learn, it's only going to get faster and faster, but with the parameters of that human nature and human empathy.
Well, let's switch gears a little bit. Let's talk about the money. Around how much can someone make in a job in Web3?
Well, the average salary of a developer in Web3 is $140,000 as an entry, which is incredible. But also, it does showcase that when we have seen the large scale layoffs, it's quite evident how quickly a company can regain any assets lost with regards to that money. But I think that is actually something that we will see grow and grow and grow in terms of that numeration that people will be gaining. On top of that, I think that there'll be a huge increase, and we've already started to see it within ownership and equity within different businesses that are growing within Web3. And there's been a huge growth of people actually taking time out of their current job to do pro bono work, to do side hustles and side projects within Web3 that's ended up escalating their monetary return anyway. So it's, again, really exciting space.